this isn't working.
Not in the bedroom.
Because he isn't playing.
I just wish he'd bring some toys maybe into it.
So she played around with her blind date.
We went swimming.
You went swimming in what?
While he got serious with his.
You don't have to take your clothes off on the first date.
Now that they've each latched on to lookers.
Killer body. Beautiful face.
She's much better looking than Kelly.
Will they keep playing together?
She should be glad that Kevin even takes her to bed.
Or will they have a change of heart?
Thank you very much. I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. We're going to meet them later, but first we're going to meet our couple. Now, she's a bartender and he's a writer. He came into her bar for a beer one night and left with her phone number. And, yes, they've been enjoying cocktails for two for the last 5 months. Please welcome Jason Eves and Kelly Huffmaker. You guys are here on the show because your relationship may be a little bit on the rocks, I guess. Kelly, does Jason ever give you things to show how much he cares in the relationship?
Well, he's sweet. He gives me audio tapes that has Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra, little love songs, and he writes love poems.
And writes your
I've
poetry?
never gotten from another boyfriend, so he's been the best boyfriend I've ever had.
Very nice. And Jason, how does Kelly show her affection?
Well, she'll call me up, at work and just say, have a great day, and she'll leave notes in my wallet saying I'm thinking about you. But
that's very nice. All right, well, Kelly, obviously you make him feel good. Does he do the same for you?
Well, yes, but not in the bedroom.
Sorry to hear that, Kelly.
I have a problem with Jason being a little bit dull. I wish he'd be a little kinkier.
Was he just lay there?
I just wish he'd bring some toys maybe into it.
I'm dull?
Well, honey.
Well, he does have that cast on his hand for the time being.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, maybe we could work with that.
Jason, let me ask you your biggest complaint about Kelly.
She's too manly for me sometimes.
Man!
We're driving in my car and she spit in her hand, almost to admire it, and then she flings it out the window.
What are you talking about?
Kelly, wait a minute.
When
Kelly.
she's with my friends, she's always calling him dude. She calls my mom dude.
I've never called your mom dude. I say dude to all my friends.
Kelly, does Jason remind you of anyone?
Yeah, he acts like my father. He tells me I dress too provocatively. He asks me where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be home. I mean, that's so uncool. I would never do that to him.
I don't know. I don't think that's being your dad. That's just checking up on you.
Look,
all right, well, Jason, let me ask you. You think Kelly's happy with the amount of time she spends with you?
I think she stalks me,
But too much.
I got to work at night a lot of times, and
No way.
I work at clubs, I interview bands and whatnot, and she'll show up, I'll tell her where I'm going to be, and I'll ask her not to show up. I say, hey, I got to work, and I'm working, so I need
No.
need some
Maybe
time.
because he lied to me and told me he was going to be somewhere when he wasn't.
No, you kind of show it.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
No. If it wasn't like that, I wouldn't be there. And
No.
you've never told me not to go anyway.
I think she just gets jealous,
But Kelly,
jealous?
well,
Please.
Kelly, do you ever try just making a date with the guy instead of just showing up out of the blue?
You can't make a date with Jason. He's a total flake.
No, that's
I'll tell
not
him to be
true.
there at 7 o'clock and he'll show up at 9 if he even shows up at all.
What, one time?
All right, Jason, in your words, describe Kelly's overall personality for us.
Well, she's a drama queen. She'll start fights just to start fights.
No,
sometimes. I think
no,
she starts
I
fights
do
and then
not.
forgets what we're even fighting about some of the time.
She just likes the
No.
drama.
Well, I think she likes to fight and then I don't know.
I only fight
I
with
think
him
it turns
to see
her
if
on.
he cares about me.
Jason, we have to take a break, so before we do that, tell me why you thought this was a good time for you to go out on these individual dates.
Well, we've just kind of reached a plateau in our relationship. We keep fighting about the same things over and over again. And, I thought maybe if we went out with somebody new, maybe it'd open our relationship up a little bit, get us to talk a little bit. And
Okay, well, we'll see how much it opens things up for you. Obviously, it seems that Jason and Kelly have some differences to address here. So when we come back, we're going to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out. Will they stay together or have a change of heart? Stay here. All right, welcome back to Change of Heart. We are here with Jason and Kelly, who are addressing some of their differences. Now, Kelly complains that Jason is unreliable and acts like her dad, except when he's in bed, and that's when he acts like a dud. So we matched her up with a personal trainer who says, although he has a great figure, he's never been called a father figure. Please welcome Paul Wilson.
Yeah!
Good to see you. How are you? Jason, let me just ask you, what do you figure about Paul?
I don't know. Not much to figure, it looks like.
He has nothing to say.
Really? All right, Kelly, did you and Paul get off to a good start?
Well, Paul was a little bit late, but considering he called and Jason never calls, I thought that was quite nice.
And he did show up, so.
He showed up a half an hour.
The first date and he's late, huh? And you're all over me. And we've been going out for
who
what, 5
leave?
months?
He
No,
was a
Paul,
half
your
an
problem
hour
is
late,
you
but
just
he
don't
called.
show
He
up.
was on time.
Now, Kelly, after you saw him, did you think he was well worth waiting for?
Of course he was. Look at him. He's got a killer body, beautiful face. He's got the longer hair, which I like. And he brought me a dozen roses, which I cannot say for Jason. He does not ever bring me flowers.
How much time does it take to go to get a dozen roses?
Yeah, but Jason, come on, never brought her flowers, ever.
I write her poetry. I'm making tapes for her. It's a little harder than going out.
But you've never brought me flowers.
All right, Paul, let me ask you, did Kelly make a better first impression than you did since you were running a little late?
Well, not exactly. Upon arrival, I walked through the door and the phone rang, and it was the police who were questioning her.
You're
about
already getting in trouble.
something she was apparently involved in. But, I took the opportunity to kick back and kind of watch her in
It was an ex-boyfriend
action.
of mine, and he got in a confrontation with a girlfriend, so.
Oh, so that's a nice way to
Not a
start,
big
though. You
deal.
walk
No
in.
felony. It was,
Yeah.
it was all good.
I was a witness. I wasn't a suspect.
Did the interrogation, though, that was going on there sort of put a damper on things or ruin it?
No, not at all. She hung up and explained what the scenario was. And, I kind of gathered from listening, but asked me if I was hungry, grilled a couple of veggie burgers, which, I like to eat healthy food, so it was good.
Get used to it.
Kelly, did you guys ever leave, or was the entire date going to take place at your house?
No, actually, we got in his car. He drives a really nice Acura, and it's a little bit nicer than getting into an old beat-up El Camino.
El
We went
Camino?
down to an
like the El
old
Camino.
vintage
Hey,
clothing store.
I judge people on their character, not what they drive.
Well, anyways,
Sounds a little
about our
superficial.
date, so we went down to a vintage clothing store and tried on some old funky 70s clothing, and had a great time with that, and we actually bought matching afro wigs. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
It was all
Paul,
fun.
let me ask you this, because earlier Jason was saying that Kelly's a big drama queen. Did you get any sense of that?
Not at all. She was really laid back and relaxed, and there was one point throughout the evening where she got dramatic, but it was on stage at the karaoke bar.
So that was more appropriate, I guess.
She did this rendition of Alanis Morissette's "You Ought to Know" that was so sexy.
Wow.
Well, there's more you ought to know about Kelly. So.
Oh, what do
We'll
you
see if
mean
we
by
can't get to some of that. Paul,
I'd
did
like
you?
to have that opportunity to find out.
We'll see about that.
Paul, while you guys were out, did you show her though that you were sort of into her?
Yeah, definitely. We went dancing after karaoke, and things got pretty heated on the dance floor, I will say.
Kelly, did Paul act like your dad?
No, my dad wouldn't condone things we did. I actually, after we went dancing, we went up to a restaurant up on Sunset, and I decided to dine and ditch. And he greatly
To do what?
obliged.
Did-
Dine and ditch. We went to a restaurant.
Oh,
and kind
okay.
of walked
A
out.
disreputable restaurant. It was.
A little shaky. So you ate and then you took off without paying.
What, you run out of money or something? Because
No,
I
let
know
me tell
Kelly
you.
doesn't have any money.
No, it was so for fun. I
It
just
was
wanted
amazing.
these
Bring
things
them
to
on.
do
It
Let's
was
go.
so
never
calm
do.
and cool. It was so sexy. She just said, "Okay, now's the time. Let's do it." And I said,
Yeah, but that's
"All right,
nice.
I'll
The date
follow."
started with her on the phone with the police. It could have ended the same way.
And she wonders why I check up on her.
Kelly,
I don't mind you checking up. It's just,
Kelly, anything else spontaneous happen on the date?
Okay, well, Paul suggested that we go swimming. So we went to a hotel in Beverly Hills, and we went swimming. And then at that point, he gave me a nice kiss.
You went swimming in what?
Wait, you're at the hotel. You checked in and got a room, or was this another illegal sort of thing that
Kind
was
of
happening?
illegal. We just
Definitely,
kind of snuck in.
Yeah.
And we didn't have bathing
Go out on a
suits, so
date and
we
commit
went in
crimes.
our underwear.
So you sneak into the place and then you go swimming in your underwear.
Yeah.
Would you steal a car and do a drive-by shooting too
That's,
at the end of the day? Or?
Oh, it was fun.
Paul, were you all right doing that? Just, jumping in your underwear?
Oh God, it worked out great. But there's kind of a little catch here that I think she's leaving out.
Which is?
We're on the way there. She of course asked, "Well, what are we going to swim?" And I said, "We'll use our underwear." So everything was going well. It wasn't until I was standing there at poolside in my boxer shorts that she informed me she wasn't wearing any underwear.
So on the
was wearing
first
a bra.
date, you get naked on the first date, huh?
I
With
didn't
a
get naked.
complete
We went in-
stranger.
Wait, let me hear
We
about the
went in
pool
the-
activities, though. I'm assuming you guys weren't in there swimming laps.
Oh no, we did like a butterfly sprint series for about a half hour. And
Do the backstroke?
little bit here and there. Little
That would've been
breaststroke,
interesting.
too. But no, she was in the water about 1.8 seconds, and I was on her. I mean, she's beautiful, and it was a great evening.
Now, Kelly, you said things are a little dull with Jason when it comes to the little physical action. How was it when you were mugging it up with Paul?
He's a better kisser.
Who is?
He's definitely not dull. As a matter of fact, to close the evening, I decided to leave my bra hanging from the shower head as a momentum of our wonderful date.
That was a nice little momentum you left behind
Sounds
there.
pretty cheap to me.
Just for the record, we want you to know we don't really advocate anybody breaking the law on their dates. Will Paul's underwater kissing be enough to give Kelly a change of heart? We're going to find out later, but next when we come back, we're going to meet the woman that Jason dated, so stay right there. All right, welcome back. We just heard what happened on Kelly's date with Paul, and now we're going to meet the woman that Jason dated. Jason says that when Kelly isn't stalking him like an obsessed lover, that she acts like one of the guys spitting, hitting, and starting fights. So we matched him up with a ladylike model who would rather pick up a check than pick a fight. Please welcome Heather Waters. Welcome. Kelly, let me ask you, do you think there's anything manly at all about Heather?
She's just a little bit bigger than me.
Just a little bit
pretty
bigger.
Girl.
Over here, Jason. Describe Heather in 2 words.
Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous woman.
Heather, let me ask you, what impressed
Can
you
you
most
spell
about
college?
Jason?
He had a great ass. Great ass.
You like that?
Nice, athletic
I hope she
build.
kept her paws off of that ass.
We had a good time, that's all I gotta say. You can tell he works out a lot at the gym.
Jason,
And this little darling dimple right here on the left is the kicker.
you like
Which one?
Really?
You might want to put on your college glasses for that.
Okay.
Hey, Jason, Heather's a model. What was she modeling when you met her?
Oh, she had some black leather pants on, a nice little tube top. Showed her stomach. Look at that stomach, so flat. She looked fantastic.
So you were liking that. So obviously, really nice first impression for you.
Definitely. I showed up at her house. She greeted me with a flower, a nice sunflower. I don't think Kelly's ever bought a flower for me.
Heather, while you guys were out, you're hanging out with Jason. Did he happen to bring up Kelly? Was he talking about her?
He said Kelly shows up at his work a lot. I wouldn't stalk him if I were you, girl.
You know,
stalk
really, I don't
him.
stalk him.
Yeah, this
first
is
of
not
all.
a stalker sitting here.
I don't need to stalk him.
I'm going by what Jason told me, of course.
It's a good little
I believe
disguise you're putting up right now. but-
Really?
Now, Jason, tell me how this date was different than some of the dates with Kelly.
Well, we decided, after I arrived at her house, we decided to go shoot some pool. And we went down to this pool bar, and we got our table, and we decided to order a pitcher of beer. And before I could even reach for my wallet, she slams down $20 and says, "Tonight's on me."
You gotta take care of your man.
I don't think Kelly has ever paid for a date.
Kelly, is that true? Come on, are you always making Jason pick
Well,
up the
he's
check?
a man, and I don't have that much money right now. I mean, I pay my rent, and that's about it. I mean, I work 2 jobs. I work hard.
But you gotta make
It
your
didn't
man
bother
want to
me.
pay for you. That's the thing. It's nice to take the guy out every now and then.
We had our own version
Maybe I
of
should
pool,
get tips
so.
from you then after
No,
that.
you just
Okay.
robbed and steal, didn't you?
That was a little different, though.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, once you got going here, did you get past the normal, first date chit-chat stuff?
We talked about everything. We even talked about religion and politics.
Get it off right away.
How fun.
Yeah. You don't have to take your clothes off on the first date to have a good time.
Exactly.
All right, well, since we're sort of around that subject, Jason, was there any touching on this first date?
Well, I behaved like a perfect gentleman, unlike
He
certain
was.
people. But
Really?
we were walking down the street, and I placed my hand behind her back to
But
escort
baby,
her.
if she's
in
so
front.
hot, why wouldn't you want to try to touch her?
Ooh, I'm telling you, I had to hold back from not being all over.
And then, Jason, as the date went on, how were things going?
Oh, it was a great date. I mean, it was a perfect date. I don't know. I think she appreciated the little things, when I opened a door for her and she made a comment, she said, "Oh, I like the gentleman that gentleman stuff, and I don't think Kelly's ever, you know.
And by the
even noticed it.
way, I love his car. That Camino's got.
Right on.
I love
you
your
keep
car.
on fitting your butt.
Yeah, is that the kind with the trar? The half truck, half car?
Yeah, I didn't steal
I
it,
love
but,
those.
you know, I actually bought my car, so.
Come on. El Caminos are classics.
Yeah, no.
So she paid early in the night. Did she pay later? Jason?
We went out to dinner. You know, she made reservations at a restaurant. You know, she made me feel like a king. You know, we went to a restaurant, great place. We had sushi. You know, I think she fed me some sushi, and when the bill came around at the end of the night, I didn't even have to look at it. She grabbed it.
Sayonara.
Heather, one of the things that Kelly was complaining about earlier was that she didn't think Jason was kinky enough or interesting enough in bed. Do you get any sense of that at all?
She should be glad that Kevin even takes her to bed. Maybe. No, I'm just saying, maybe it's her, not him. Have you thought about that?
So Heather, over dinner, did you guys get a little closer, do you think?
Yeah, it was really. You know what? Having an injured man is a sexy thing. That came in handy, that cast.
That's what I was trying to tell Kelly earlier.
It did.
He's injured other places too.
Maybe it's just a company, you know.
Maybe.
Well, how did his cast come in handy?
Because it was perfect that I picked sushi. Even though I have to say, he was like a true sport. He tried to use the chopsticks with his other hand, which that's not even the hand you normally eat with, right? With your chopsticks. And he did quite well until like halfway through, which I was kind of glad. He wasn't quite getting the job done, so I
So you were babying him.
I fed him with my chopsticks. And the mood sort of changed from friends, which was great conversation, to a little bit more romantic.
Oh, did it?
And Jason, did you act on this little romantic spark?
Well, I sure didn't go skinny dipping, if that's what you're asking me, but, you know.
We had a good time.
No, you know, I mean,
You guys sound
she's
like
a perfect
you
lady. I tried to act like a perfect gentleman. End of the night, I kissed her on the cheek, and it was just a perfect ending to a perfect first date.
It was.
Now, Jason, let me ask you this, though, because the way you heard their date went and the way it ended, are you a little sorry maybe you held back as much as you did?
Well, look at her. I mean, it was hard to kind of refrain from.
So if you had to do over, maybe it would have ended differently?
Well, I would still be the gentleman that I am.
Oh, okay. He's true to his core. That's what it is. Okay, well, Jason and Kelly have a change of heart, or are they going to stay together? We're going to find out, because during the break they have to make a decision. We'll find out what they decided when we come back, so stay here. All right, welcome back. And here we are at the moment of truth. During the break, Jason and Kelly each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? Now, you guys came on because you felt the relationship was sort of at a plateau and you're fighting about the same things over and over again. You hope that maybe by going out with other people, you're going to open things up a little bit. So let's see what happened. Kelly, you said that you wanted somebody that didn't act like your father, acted more like a boyfriend, somebody that might be a little kinkier, a little more adventurous, somebody that was going to be reliable and show up when they promised that they would. So we set you up with Paul. You guys did the 70s clothes shopping. You did that dine and ditch thing. You were swimming in your underwear in a pool and doing all kind of crazy stuff. So it sounded like it was a good time, but it's your decision. Do you want to stay together, or is there a change of heart?
Well, Paul and I had a great time. It was wild and crazy, but I think I'm going to stay with
Really? Stay together. Okay, Paul, sorry things didn't work out for you. Jason, your turn now. Now, you said you wanted somebody that was a little more feminine because you didn't think Kelly was quite so. You wanted somebody that wasn't a drama queen, somebody that wasn't going to be stalking you and showing up at work when you didn't want them to come, end up showing up there. You had a great time with Heather. You had an injury. She was feeding you with her chopsticks. She gave you some flowers. Damn, she paid for everything. So I guess that was a good thing. But you got a decision here because Kelly wants to stay together. What do you say, Jason?
Well, Heather and I had a perfect first date. I couldn't ask for a better time. And I'd love to have the opportunity to take her out again and maybe pay for the date the second time. I've had a change of heart.
Change of heart. All right. The audience seems to like that. Let me ask Heather, is that okay with you?
More than okay.
More than
I'd love
okay,
to go out
she
with
says.
Jason again.
Okay, very good. Well, you guys came on here because you were fighting about the same things over and over. Obviously, it's just got to be a little bit too much. And would you say, Kelly?
His loss.
His loss? Well, there's a good attitude because I'm sure there's somebody better for you out there, so hang in there. All right, that's our show for today. Thanks to Paul and Kelly, and good luck to Jason and Heather. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.